Hi, I'm Joe Garrett, welcome to the channel. So I've had a few comments recently about the Strat that I use in most of my videos, so I thought it might be a good idea to do a video on my guitars today. At some point I'll do a full studio tour, but I thought it'd be good to just look at the guitars today, as there's not many. So I'm a bit of a unique guitarist in the fact that I don't really collect guitars. I used to have quite a lot when I was younger, but I tend to minimalize things now and just keep what I need, but try and get high quality. Now, quality is a bit subjective with guitars. A lot of people swear that their £300 guitar sounds and feels way better than a £3,000 custom shop, but at the same time, I do like my expensive guitars. So we're just going to be looking at electrics today. I do have an acoustic guitar. It's a Mexican Martin, but I very rarely pick it up and play it. I'm more of an electric player. I use it for recording and production, and I use it for teaching when I go to schools. But electric guitar is what I play if I'm going to choose to pick something up. I've also got a really nice bass guitar, so I want to show that off as well if there's any bass players that check these videos out. But before we get into it, please like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my future guitar content. Okay, so this is the first one we're going to check out. So this is my PRS Custom 24. It's a 2012. Yeah, serial number on the back says 2012. I got it 2013, I think. But yeah, it's a very, very nice guitar. So it's American made, and it's called grey black, but I'm colorblind, so I don't know exactly which color it is, but it's called a grey black, and it's flame top. It's not a 10 top. I think it cost me £2,100, something like that. So we're talking, yeah, 2013. So what are we now? Oh, wow. So like 13 years ago. Crazy. Anyway, it's got the open, I don't know what they call these, where you can see the cogs in the lock-in tuners. Is that going to focus in? I don't know. But yeah, that's a very cool touch. And shadow birds, I think they're called. So they don't have like the mother of pearl or whatever. I've got some tissue in the back because the springs in these are known for being pretty noisy. And yeah, I think that's it. I think they're 5808 pickups. I bought it from a shop called World Guitars in Gloucestershire, which is a brilliant shop. If you're ever in the Cotswolds or nearby, definitely check it out. It's like an old courthouse. Filled with guitars. They go all the way up the staircase. But yeah, they only do high-end stuff, so you're not going to find anything under like £2,000 in there. Now, when I went in there to buy this, I bought it from a guy called Jeff Pumfret. He used to run a shop called Machine Head in Hitchin, which was quite a famous guitar shop, and then took over World Guitars, or started World Guitars, and he was a lovely guy. I had a pretty bad experience in a shop in Milton Keynes trying to buy a PRS when I first wanted to get one. So I just left and refused to give them my money. And yeah, I just wanted to go somewhere that was like a proper guitar shop, somewhere that I would really enjoy the experience of buying my first really expensive guitar. Because at the time, I didn't really have the money for it. I know I wanted a PRS, and once I get something in my head, I just want to get it. My guitar teacher, Adam Welch, he loved PRS, and I had the chance of playing two of them. He owned two. He had a custom 24 and a custom 22. And I believe he bought the 22 from Jeff in Machine Head. I'll have to ask him about that. I'm pretty sure he mentioned that. Anyway, Jeff is such an amazing, or was such an amazing guy. Sadly, he passed away not long after I bought this guitar. Now, I went in and pre-ordered, or not pre-ordered, sorry, reserved a different PRS, like a 25th anniversary Custom 24, just because of the price. And when I went in there, I just saw all these PRSs lined up, and just, yeah, kid in a candy shop, basically. And he was so good. I basically said, I want this guitar. My dad was with me at the time, and he said, you know, you've had these signature guitars that you've been getting all the time. I used to have like a M7 Warlock, was my first guitar, or second guitar, but it was a Slipknot Mick Thompson signature. Then I had a Steve Vai Gem, and then I had a Slash's Snake Pit Epiphone that actually got stolen at a gig. And yeah, that kind of made sense to me. Why, at the age that I was starting to also build a career in playing guitar, so teaching and starting songwriting and things like that, I thought, yeah, you're right, Dad. I need my own identity. So I asked Jeff if there was anything else in a similar price range, and he just took me and showed me everything. And yeah, you go in a room there, and there's just a matchless amp in there with a pedal board, and you just sit in there on your own and jam. And yeah, it's incredible. So I ended up with this guitar with a full, I got a hard case and a leather strap, proper PRS strap with it. And the cool thing is you got photos when you went there as well. They had a photo booth where they took photos of all the guitars and gave you it on a little thumb drive to take home. Sadly, that promotion wasn't working for this guitar, but it was when I got my Strat, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I thought I'd play you some sounds from this, just so that you can hear what it sounds like directly. Go through a couple of patches on the quad Cortex, and yeah, you can hear how it sounds. So what patch we got loaded up? Deftones. Okay, so obviously this is my, out of the two electric guitars that I have, this is my humbucker guitar. So I do a lot of my heavier stuff on it. A lot of my shreddy lead playing is all on this, on the humbucker, or on both humbuckers, sorry, the bridge or the neck. And yeah, it's my heavier guitar. So on this, it's standard tuning, but I think it's dropped down a tone on the transpose block on the QC. Actually, it's half a step. I think I was teaching my own summer to someone. Anyway, that's a heavier sound. What else we got? So it's also great on the coil tap. So it's a five-way switch. That's another reason why I wanted this one. It's on a blade. The one that I'd gone in and reserved, it was like a rotary switch on the tone knob, and I really didn't like that. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't walk away with that guitar. So yeah, this is a Pliny patch, I think, Crystal Pliny. So that's on position 2. Four. So yeah, really nice breakup Pliny. A lot of reverb on that one. It's great for that edge of breakup stuff. It's just a little bit of crunch. I used this on my single. Shoot Don't Talk. Yeah, that was the main riff from that. Just real dry and chunky. And then a bit of lead. So that's position 1. Let's hear one other patch. So this is the Morgan 50. Oh, actually a Lone Star. Let's try that. So yeah, it's pretty versatile. And until I got a Strat, this was my only guitar. I used to do sessions with this. And honestly, I know I said earlier about me not being able to afford the guitar. I put it on a credit card. And the reason why, I got a bit of a clickbaity title for this video, but this is the guitar that I would never sell. I think my favorite one to play, the one I pick up now all the time, is the Strat. But I could never sell this guitar because it got me my first #1. I say first #1, my only #1. I will be clear about that. But I played guitar on a #1 single that went #1 around the world. How many times can I say #1? But it was Zayn's Pillow Talk. So it was his first single when he came out of One Direction. And he was the first one to release a single from that. So it kind of blew up. And it's a good song as well. But I co-wrote it and played all of the guitars on it. And yeah, it was this guitar. It was using a Pod HD 500X, old strings, I think. And yeah, that's this guitar. So that's a sentimental thing more than anything. I could never sell it. You know, it's my good luck charm now. But like I say, it's the one I play the least, but for my solo project, I seem to be playing it more. When I pick up a guitar and jam, I do like old sort of blues playing now. But yeah, for my solo project, it's a bit more shreddy. So I'm using this a lot more now. So yeah, this is the PRS Custom 24. Okay, now onto the guitar that you've probably seen in most of my videos, my custom shop Strat. So it's a 60s Strat. It's got hand wound pickups in it. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to know about it. A Strat is a Strat. But it's a relic. You can see it's been pretty beat up. It's got its own marks from me now on it, but they don't matter, which is why I love relic guitars, because, you know, if I bashed up that PRS, which I have done, it hurts because it looks very bling, and then dings stand out so bad. Whereas on this, you don't even notice because it's like part of the furniture. But yeah, this is my favorite guitar to pick up. It's gonna need a refret soon, I think, because I've had quite a few fret dresses on it. I use it every day. It is an awesome guitar. And yeah, how many fret dresses have I had? 4 or 5 over the years. But I got this from World Guitars again. I got this in 2017. So yeah, it's 9 years old now. And yeah, the frets on them are, I think, nickel. So that's why they wear out so easy. They basically make it to be the same spec as it would have been back in the 60s. So it's a pre-CBS one. It's not, but it's a replica of one. It's not a master built. But yeah, like I say, the hand wound pickups are very, very nice. Now, I think I lucked out on the fretboard on this. I think I'll get a better close-up on some B-roll, but the fretboard is just really dark. It's very, very nice. And just the grain on it is beautiful. Like I say, I'll try and get a better shot of it as some B-roll so you can see it properly. But yeah, lovely, lovely guitar. And yeah, I got this for, I think it was £3,049 at the time. And the great thing about these guitars is both of them really, they don't lose their value. I'm looking now, and to get a pre-owned one is about the same price as this 10 years later. Almost 10 years later. So yeah, custom shop guitars are holding their value. But yeah, if you've been on my channel before, you'll have heard this guitar lots. You've probably heard that one lots as well. So This probably isn't going to be anything new that you're hearing, but anyone that hasn't yet, I'll show you some sounds in this. So I'm still on the same patch. I'm on the Lone Star that I had on earlier, but I will have to turn down my input gain on Cortex Control because it's single coils. Or sorry, turn up my input gain. So I go 5 decibels plus 5 with this, minus 2 with the PRS. Really nice patch that. So that's the position 1 bridge pickup. Let's get a better sound. I say better sound, a different sound. Let's go to the Matchless Sheriff. I made this patch. This one's on my Cortex Cloud link. Okay, first position, second position. Middle position. Very usable. And fourth position. Spanky. And fifth position. Do like this patch. Let's go to my number 1 at the minute though, the Dumble. Again, this patch is on my Cortex Cloud, but it's just the Dumble, the new Dumble block. I've put a boost in front of it now. There's a, which one is it? Exotic Z boost. A shimmer, or bloom, sorry. With the clon on there. That is the Strat. Okay, finally, I thought I'd show you my bass guitar that I use. So I have a Sandberg California. Exact model, I have no idea. I picked this up in PMT in Northampton, which is another shop that sadly closed its doors last year, end of last year. That was my closest proper music shop, really. But yeah, check this out, it's lovely. It's in like a purple burst, which is like a matte purple going to black on the edges. Really nice, maple fingerboard, 4-string. Now, my good friend Alan Sampson, who's a producer, he produced Ride It for Jay Sean, which went #1 and then went #1 again when Regard, I think it is, the DJ, remixed it. I had a room next to him in a studio in London, and I used to borrow his bass, probably annoyed the hell out of him every day in sessions, because I just didn't have a decent bass. And it was a Sandberg. He had a really nice white one, 5-string. Now, when I went in to buy a bass, I left the studio and set up my home studio and needed a bass because I couldn't nick his anymore. I went into PMT just to get a cheap bass that would do the job. And this was the only Sandberg sitting there on a stand, and it looked amazing. So I picked it up and played it. Then I played a guitar for a few £100, maybe it was like a Squire or something. That's all I intended to spend, and it just sounded like paper in comparison. So I ended up walking out with this. This was about £1,500. But yeah, it's just incredible. It does everything I need. It feels good. It plays the heavy stuff really well if I'm using it for my solo project, which I always am. And even just the fingerstyle stuff, slap bass, which I don't play much of. I'm not a bass player, but when I want to play, it's great. I've also got an Avalon 737 preamp that sounds great, just direct into. That's how I used to record at the studio. But now that Parallax is on the Quad Cortex, I just use that most of the time. I'm only going to use one tone just to sort of show you how the bass sounds on its own, and then I'll show you it in a mix. But yeah. I'm not a bass player, but yeah. So this is just set standard. We've got a splitter, so I think you can split this to single coils. Then you've got a blend where you can blend from the humbucker to the single coil. And you've got a pull on the volume, which turns it to passive. Yeah, it's got a battery in the back. So this is active, and my bass and treble controls work when that's popped in. So the first pot, that I was turning was the treble. Probably clipping all over the place. But yeah, I'll turn that back to middle. It's really cool. When you get to the middle, you can feel it. There's a bit of a notch. They're really cool controls. It's German made, even though it's called a California. But yeah, they are great basses. And then this is the bass control. And then if we turn it to passive, I should put this down. I ain't a bass player. But yeah, when it comes to recording, I need a bass. I need it there to sit and play so that I can fill in the parts that need bass. I much prefer playing it live than putting it in a plugin. I get the job done eventually. It just takes me a lot longer to record bass. I'll sit on a loop for ages until it's right and be proper perfectionist about it. But yeah, it gets there eventually. I just don't practice bass much at all. But yeah, that's my Sandberg California in a purple burst. Lovely bass. The bridge is a beast on this thing as well. It's really nice. Yeah, they're my guitars. They're my electric guitars. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. And if you want to go check out any of the other videos on my channel, please feel free. And please make sure to subscribe so I can hopefully see you in the next video.